Hello, this is Tanya Morning Star Darling, and I'd like to share with Rising Wines Collective a little bit about one of my favorite corners of the New World, Oregon. Irrespective of the establishment of a promising wine culture in the early to mid-1800s, like California and Washington, prohibition annihilated that dream, which was not to be rekindled until the 1960s. In fact, it was during the 1960s and 70s when pioneers like Richard Sumner, Diane and David Lett, Dick and Nancy Ponzi Dick Erath, and Charles Coury came to Oregon with a dream to make extraordinary Pinot Noir wine. Now, Pinot Noir is a fickle mistress, and suitable terroirs alone will not make good wine from this mercurial grape. Shared expertise is required, preferably over hundreds and hundreds of years, like they have in France, for example. But this ragtag group of dreamers didn't have that kind of time, and so they decided that the only way to fast-track their cultural wine heritage was to accept that they were stronger together. In 1979, they met up in the Umpqua Valley for the now historic Steamboat Conference, and there they embarked on a journey together to make world-class Pinot Noir in Oregon. In fact, that very same year, history would also be made at the Olympiad of Paris wine competition in France, where Irie Vineyards Pinot Noir from the Willamette Valley won gold in a blind tasting against some of the greatest wines of Bourgogne. This caught the attention of Robert Drouhin of Maison Drouhin, patriarch of one of Bourgogne's most important families. In the 1980s, he purchased land in Dundee Hills of the Willamette Valley, establishing Domaine Drouhin, and announced, "There are two places in the world to make Pinot Noir, Bourgogne and the Willamette Valley." Drouhin didn't make the first great wine in the Willamette Valley, and he didn't make the only great wine in the Willamette Valley, but he did make the world take notice, and things have never been the same again. In fact, the industry has been expanding rapidly ever since. Oregon is known for producing world-class Pinot Noir, as I mentioned, Alsatian-styled Pinot Gris, and fabulous Chardonnay wines from the 9 AVAs in the Willamette Valley. This region enjoys a cool continental climate with maritime influence, rolling hills, and diverse soils of both marine sedimentary and volcanic origin, referred to locally as Willakenzie and Jory, respectively. To the south, in the more arid Mediterranean landscape of the Umpqua and Rogue valleys, nestled into a hilly landscape which resembles more Tuscany than Bourgogne, an extreme diverse array of wines are crafted all the way from heat-loving Tempranillo to Riesling, depending on the place that the vines are grown. Lesser known still is the Columbia Valley Gorge along the Columbia River, which borders Washington, and the even more sparsely populated Snake River AVA, which is shared with Idaho. Both of these areas create beautiful wines and are both worth discovering. Although the wines of Oregon are diverse from north to south, Oregon has a very endearing brand of salt-of-the-earth hospitality, and one finds that this same open-hearted energy and casual generosity pervades the culture throughout the state. Now, let's taste a wine. So this is an old vine Pinot Noir from McMinnville AVA, and you can see it's kind of a beautiful medium garnet color. It's not opaque at all, it's nice and clear. And this wine comes from the Coury clone, meaning that the clone was developed specifically for this area by pioneer Charles Coury. Let's take a sniff. It's rather mesmerizing and supple, and it's got a cherry and red berry and even dark chocolate aromas. On the palate, flavors just explode into complex spice and tobacco. Oregon Pinot Noir is truly a wonderful category of wine, combining elegance and subtlety that Pinot Noir can offer and the complexity and generosity of New World terroir. I just love these wines, and I hope that you'll enjoy discovering them as well.